What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norman Radd89 here, bringing you another video today, continuing the Scooby-Doo review series. As now we are on to the 10th installment in the Scooby-Doo franchise in terms of television shows, and that means we are on to Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue. This premiered in 2006 on the CW, so today we're going to discuss my feelings on this entry in the franchise, because this one, I got a lot of mixed feelings on this one. I have a lot of respect for this one, but it doesn't really land, and it's not really that great a show. But let's discuss the details, so make sure you stay tuned so we can talk about them. Let's do this. Roll it. I hope you guys bear with me too. I'm playing around with the lighting, and I got some new cool stuff. Like I got this cool Jason right here, this Friday the 13th Jason little light up thing, so I want to use that for my background. And I got the ring light, so I'm kind of playing around with my lighting, so if you see the videos kind of changing a little bit and everything, that's what you know, that's why and everything. So today, like I said, we're going to discuss Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue. This came out in 2006, premiered on the CW, and this actually marks the last show that Joseph Barbera was a part of and executive producing in terms of the first season before he passed away, sadly, in 2006. So yes, this is a very monumental show for a lot of reasons, and also Casey Kasem wasn't the voice of Shaggy in this one. I believe the voice actor for Shaggy in this show was Scott Menville. So there's a lot of different changes in this one. Casey Kasem does voice, actually, though, Uncle Albert, which is Shaggy's uncle, which this is one show we got to discuss right away. It is very different from any of the previous entries that we've had in the television shows, because this one focuses mainly on just Shaggy and Scooby. It takes Fred, Velma, and Daphne and relegates them to more of like kind of side characters. You know, they are in the show, but they're much more side characters. And this one's about Shaggy's Uncle Albert, who goes missing. Shaggy gets an amazing inheritance that he inherits from his uncle, and he uses that money to upgrade the mystery machine, and they go trying to find out what happened to his Uncle Albert, and find out that he made a lot of enemies along the way too, like Dr. Phineas, Phineas, who's actually named after one of Vincent Price's villains from his movies. So yeah, this one is a totally different aspect with a reoccurring storyline, kind of similar to 13 Ghosts, you know what I mean? It has a through storyline that goes all the way through the 2 seasons. And this one, yeah, like I said, has a lot of mystery aspect to it, and it sounds like it would be very interesting. Like, it has all these elements that make it something so much different from the previous ones, and I know that's what I complain about sometimes with the other ones, that they become kind of cookie cutter. It's very much just a rehash of stuff we've seen before. This one is totally different. Even the animation style, they changed the animation style, and it's not for the better, I don't think, in my opinion. They actually went on quote saying, the creators and writers for this one and designers, that they kind of loosely based them off of the live action people, you know what I mean? Matthew Lillard's character and Sarah Michelle Gellar and all them and everything who played them in the live action movie. But I just don't think the animation looks that great. And this is the third one, I believe. Yeah, this is the third television show to change up the animation style that we've had originally from the previous show that was, you know, started with Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And this one, I think, is the most unappealing, the most unattractive looking style to me. We also end up finding out that there's a secret formula for nanotechnology that's actually been hidden in the recipe for the Scooby snacks that was, you know, done by Albert Shaggleford. So it's like really just a out there storyline, and it does, like I said, sound like it would be interesting, but I think the fact that we just focus mainly on Scooby and Shaggy, it's a lot of kind of silly comedy that for me, it doesn't land. It really doesn't land. Like, there's not too many episodes in this show that I really enjoy, and there's 26 episodes and 2 seasons, so this is one of those seasons when I got to it and I was kind of binging all the Scooby-Doo stuff, and this is one that I've never seen before until I started doing this, you know, reviews and stuff like that. I was having the roughest time trying to finish these ones for real. Like, this was ones that I was just like, oh my god, like, every time I put a new one on I just kind of wanted it to be over, and it was a storyline that wasn't pulling me in. So that's what kind of sucks too, is when you're having a through storyline, one storyline that goes through the entire 2 seasons, that's kind of your main draw to the show. I just wasn't feeling it at all. And like I said, the fact that another thing is just like the animation, it's not that pleasing to look at. So those are some of the reasons why I wasn't really enjoying this one at all. Another thing is we have our intro song. We always discuss the intro songs and we talk about those and stuff. And this one is kind of similar to the What's New Scooby-Doo one. It's got that, 2000s feel. It's kind of almost like a Green Day or a Good Charlotte, like those bands, like that punk rocky type feel to it. But it's not good. The music is just all over the place. The lyrics are kind of, like I said, just bombastic, wild. You can't really, it sounds like they're just shouting the lyrics, like they're not really singing. It sounds like they're just shouting them, and it's just, I don't like it. I really don't. This is one of those seasons that, like I said, when we come down to the ranking, you're going to find out that it's going to be on the lower end of the totem pole in terms of Scooby-Doo shows, because there's just not a lot to love about this one. And for me, I appreciate the swing. I appreciate the fact that they really did try to do something different, because like I said, this is probably, out of all the shows that we've talked about so far, out of the 10, this is the most different. But it just was a huge swing and a huge miss for me. So that's really why it's just like, I appreciate and respect what they went for, but all the elements, all the things they decided to change, like I said, one thing, the animation. If you're going to change the animation and you want the characters to look like the live action counterparts, I don't see why you wouldn't shell out the money to try to get some of them to come in to be the voice actors. Like, why not ask them to do the voice acting for the animated show if you're going to do it, you know what I mean? And I know it might have been a money thing. That might have been the whole issue of why they didn't reach out to them and stuff, but Scott Menville is like the main example, as he voices Shaggy, and it's like he's trying too hard to voice Shaggy and stuff. So that's the hugest thing, is like, I don't understand the changes they made. They don't make any sense to me. They make me more confused as to why they tried to attempt to do this and stuff like that, instead of going back to, like I said, What's New Scooby-Doo? Like, why not give us another season of that? But apparently, they just didn't want to do that. They just tanked that. They didn't want to do a new season of that, and they decided to bring this up in 2006, and like I said, ran 2 seasons. So it's just one for me that you're not going to hear a lot of positives from, besides the fact that I respect the difference in what they went for, because everything else in the show is just kind of very mediocre and low ball for me. Let's squeeze in a positive though right away, because I don't want this to be like a complete slam negative video. I am very down on this season, but one positive is that they make Shaggy and Scooby, like, being the main characters. They're not so much cowards. They're not so silly. It's not like Three Stooges slapsticky comedy. Like, Shaggy and Scooby are the main event in this show, and I think, like, that's one thing I do like some of the characterization stuff that they did with Shaggy and Scooby. I might not like the voice acting and all that stuff, but in terms of what they wanted to do with the characters and the story they were trying to tell and trying to evolve and get them going on, was really cool, I think, for Shaggy and Scooby. And if you're a lover of the Scooby-Doo franchise and you love the shows, and this is one that you've never returned to, I would say recommend that you totally watch it at least once. Like, this is a TV show, because you might like it. These are just my thoughts, my opinions on it. I just didn't have the best time with this one, but there's some other people who grew up with this one, who like this one, who are younger than me, or people who appreciate the difference so much more, and like the fact that Shaggy and Scooby are the main draw, the main focus of the story, and the others are kind of relegated to the background. So there's some things why I can see, why fans of Scooby-Doo would appreciate and love this show. But yeah, this one is just one that didn't hit hard for me. But let me know down in the comment section, what do you think of Shaggy and Scooby? Get a clue. Was this one that you remember Saturday mornings, CW, checking out? Were you that age, watching it in the early mornings, on Saturdays? Because that's one fun fact. I love talking to Scooby-Doo fans, or like fans of those cartoon eras of the television back in the day. Like, what was your routine, getting up and eating cereal, watching the cartoons, or catching them before school? What were some of your favorites? So those are always fun little discussions to have down below. Be sure to like this video. That greatly helps out. Subscribe if you're new, because that's also awesome. And be sure you have that notification bell poked so you're notified anytime I post a video, because you want to stay up to date. I got my Child's Play stuff still popping out. I'm going to be doing some more videos on that. And then be sure we're going to be doing some Exorcist reviews as well. And then because we got Exorcist Believer coming up. And then we'll be ranking those as well. So it's going to be a very busy, spooky season for the channel. Thanks for sticking around with me all. But most importantly, you know what's up. Have a safe and happy day. Peace out.